In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make $400,000 in your own backyard. So we're in the first floor of this ADU. This is actually in my backyard. So it looks like a single family home, and you'd be surprised. This is only about 1,100 square feet. You walk right into the dining room. We're gonna have a fireplace here, a dining room with a slider off to the backyard with pavers and some artificial turf in case people have pets or wanna have some outdoor space. Over here, you're gonna have a large kitchen as well. When you look at this floor plan, it's about 21 feet wide. That's interesting because when you look at this ADU compared to most of the townhomes that you see in the city, most of those are in between 17 and 18 feet wide. So this one does sit a little bit wider and feel a little bit bigger for living space, which is really important for not only renters or buyers, but it really helps bump up that value when you're all done with your project. Another big thing that you want to look out for is having that first floor bathroom. So this is going to be a 3/4 shower, pretty decent sized bathroom right off the first floor. So that nobody has to go upstairs to the living space and the bedrooms to use the restroom. Let's go upstairs. We've got 2 large bedrooms up here, as well as the master has a large walk-in closet for extra space. We've got a full bath, stackable washer and dryer unit will be right here. And then this additional nook here might not seem like much, but as you know, with many people working from home still today, this is gonna add you room to add a desk, a little light, and you can put your computer here and you can work separate from your living space downstairs and also out of your bedrooms. And then over here, we've got the second large bedroom as well. And then out the window, you can actually see one of the benefits of having an ADU on a paved alley. It almost looks like it's sitting on a separate street. So you're gonna have a completely separate entrance from your single family home, and you're not gonna have to bother the neighbors at all. So the trusses are all in. So the roof, one of the rules that you have to be careful for or want to think about is there's actually a 24-foot height limit on the ADUs in the city of Seattle. So one thing you're going to want to look at with your architect is where does the property sit in terms of the topography, and make sure you're taking advantage of that height. There are people that I've seen that have done ADUs that actually have a rooftop deck as well. For us, we decided not to do that because there was no real views. But if we were a little bit closer to the sound, we probably would have optioned to do that. So if you're looking to get in on this ADU opportunity, a couple things you're going to want to look out for. The first is, do you have a big enough backyard? Generally, the rule is you need 3,200 square feet lot with the house sitting on one side of the yard. But in reality, you're going to want a lot that's about 5,000 square feet or bigger. Another bonus is if you have a paved alley in the backyard, that's going to allow for the ADU access to be separate than the single family residence in front. And it'll make it much easier and much more livable so that whoever's living in that ADU is not having to go by your house every time that they get there. The other thing that you're going to want to look out for is trees. The city of Seattle is very particular about trees, and they oftentimes will not let you remove them. So you want to be careful before you start a project if there's any large, extraordinary trees. The other thing that you can look out for is there's actually 7 pre-approved plans on the city website. These can allow you to get permits in as little as 4 to 6 weeks. If you do choose to do a custom design, you can actually work with an architect, and if you need to, work with some of your other engineers or specialists. And it generally takes about 4 to 6 months to get those plans. The benefit of working with an architect and doing a special custom plan is you can actually take advantage of some of the nuances in the rules. For instance, the city of Seattle pre-approved plans are limited to 1,000 square feet. But on this one, I was actually able to get that a little bit higher to 1,050 square feet. And that was largely because of an exception related to a bike hook. By having bike storage dedicated in the building, I was able to get 50 extra square feet. And I was actually able to add that downstairs and make the living area much bigger. All right, so when you're looking for these types of opportunities, ideally you're gonna be looking for a fixer-upper home. This sits on one side of the lot with a large backyard on an alley or on a corner. When you're looking at ADU plays and how much they're gonna cost you to build, I would use a ballpark of about $350 a square foot. On 1,000 square feet of construction, that's gonna cost you in the range of $350,000 to $400,000 to build that ADU. Cost of these ADUs when people are buying them on the open market is anywhere from $700,000 to $800,000. For this one, the best estimate right now based on comps today is $750,000. So that's another $400,000 of equity that I will build on the back. So on this one play, this is gonna be about $650,000 of equity. So I work with a lot of investors, and in California, for instance, I have friends that are buying properties for $700,000, putting $100,000 into it, and then selling them for $1 million. And they're doing that, and they're flipping houses, making $200,000 gross, and talking about, how much money they're making. But in reality, I like to buy property, add value, and hold on to it. So for instance, in Seattle, if I have $1 million property, in 10 years, that's gonna double to $2 million. That's $100,000 per year for the next 10, which is the same amount of money net that my friends and colleagues are doing and other investors that I know. But I'm not having to flip houses. I'm just letting my money work for me, and I'm holding on to that property long term.